The outcome of the Myanmar election will likely change little for the Rohingya forced out of the country. They're a Muslim ethnic minority who've been described as the world's largest stateless population. More than 1.3 million Rohingya refugees live in refugee camps in Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh. Most fled what the UN called genocidal violence in Myanmar 8 years ago. Around 500,000 are children. Many were born in the camp as refugees and have never known another home. The UN's latest humanitarian appeal for the Rohingya crisis is severely underfunded, receiving only a third of the $935 million it requested. Bangladesh says it can no longer shoulder the burden alone and is calling for urgent global action to enable the refugees to be safely repatriated. Efforts to repatriate the Rohingya have been stalled since the junta seized power in Myanmar in 2021. The crisis deepened in 2024, with fighting intensifying in Rakhine State between junta troops and Arakan army rebels. Both sides have targeted the Rohingya. And Tanvir Chowdhury joins us now live from Cox's Bazar. And Tanvir, today's election day in Myanmar. I wonder, are the Rohingya who actually remain inside Myanmar eligible to vote? And are their interests actually represented by any of the parties who are on the ballot?
Well, the best of my knowledge, talking to a lot of the Rohingya leader in the camp in Cox's Bazar, they're in touch with the community back in Rakhine, and they said they're not represented by any political party, nor are they eligible to vote. Very few might be in Yangon. They're issued as something called red card, a special voting card, which they may use to vote. But in general, most of the Rohingyas are ineligible to vote. They don't have any kind of identity other than national verification card, which essentially says they're Bengali Muslim. It doesn't say anything about their Rohingya identity. It doesn't grant them citizenship, neither residentship. It's just a card to show who they are living in Rakhine State. So by and large, you know, there is really no impact that they can make in this voting process. Only last time they were able to vote is in 2010 when they issued special voting cards. Their citizenship were progressively stripped away since the 80s. Most of them don't have citizenship. Even if they do, these are old papers which the Myanmar government doesn't recognize. Now with me is a Rohingya poet. He is also a co-author of a book called Rohingya Dream for Humanity. He is somebody who is well aware of the situation. He's a young poet. I'm going to introduce to and ask him some question. Mr. Enamul Hassan, you've been in this camp since 2017. You were only barely 20 years old. Now tell me, how are the Rohingyas reacting to this election in Myanmar, or does it really matter to them at all?
Actually, even most of the civilians within the country do not accept the military junta as a government, as a legitimate government body. So why would the people of the Myanmar participate in the junta and their election willingly, where even there is not an opposition party? So as a Rohingya, we don't have a regret, nor we do have any desire to participate there. For us, military junta are the genociders, and they will always remain as the genociders. So this military junta's election doesn't make any difference in the refugee community, especially on the Rohingya. Yeah.
Are the Rohingyas watching this on TV or listening to radio? Is there any interest? Is there any curiosity, at least, what is going on in Myanmar today?
Actually, this election is not a fair election. It is happening within the military junta. There is not an opposition party. So, as far as I think, there is nothing to be interested, to be curious to know anything. The military is going to keep ruling the country even after the election. So, there is nothing to be interested in.
Okay, thank you for your time, Mr. Enamul. There you have it from the Rohingya poet.
All right, Tanvir Chowdhury there in Cox's Bazar speaking to Rohingya refugees who've been disenfranchised from the election taking place in Myanmar. Tanvir, thank you so much.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news, expert insight. Like, share, stay ahead.